Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. I have been cooking for many years, ever since I started college. And because of my family background, stir-frying is the main cooking technique that I have used over the years. But I was a mediocre cook. I became a better cook after I started the Walk with Tak project. The primary reason is that I started to ask questions about stir-frying, particularly why somebody's stir-frying dish tastes better than others. For example, my cousin Marge's stir-frying dishes always taste better than mine. This is particularly true with her vegetable dishes. Therefore, several years ago, when I visited my cousin Marge in Canada, I asked her to share her secrets with me. Marge told me that there's really no secret. All you have to do is pay attention to the texture of the ingredients that you are cooking in the wok. As she said, texture of food ingredients is paramount to their flavor. As she said, we all love texture. For example, we love potato chips or French fries mainly because of their texture. For example, for some food, we like the texture to be crispy, but for others, we like it to be soft. And for vegetable, that is particularly the case. For example, we love broccoli to be slightly crisp, but on the other side, we like eggplant to be soft. And to create the perfect texture for vegetables are important in maximize their flavor. And she said the reason that canned vegetables and frozen vegetables are not as desirable because some of their natural texture are affected from the processing. As she said, one of the great advantage of stir-frying is the ability in controlling the texture of the food ingredients. By paying attention during the stir-frying process, you can affect the outcome easily, which is not something you can do with other type of cooking methods, such as baking, roasting, grilling, or boiling. And this is what makes stir-frying a versatile cooking process. Marge said texture is an important part of flavor. And when people talk about food is perfectly cooked, it is not overcooked or undercooked. They are talking about the texture. A perfectly cooked vegetable dish is when all the ingredients in the dish have achieved their optimum texture. Here, Marge demonstrates how to cook a broccoli dish to achieve its perfect texture. She said this is at least the texture that she likes. Other people might have different preference. As she explained to me, when you cook broccoli, you are actually cooking the vegetable in two distinct processes. The first process, you are actually frying the vegetable in hot oil. This step is important because up to certain temperature, you allow the Maillard reactions to take place. And that creates flavor molecules on the surface of the food ingredients. I should say that stir-frying is an interesting and actually very sophisticated cooking method. You can make many changes during the stir-frying process by applying different amount of heat, by the speed when you stir-frying the contents, as well as the amount of ingredients that are present in the wok. All of this dictates the cooking conditions of the food ingredients. And by making small adjustments to each of these cooking steps, you can greatly affect the outcome of the dish. For example, by adjusting the amount of oil that are present in the wok can affect the outcome. If you have less oil, the ingredients are more likely to be charred. Also, by adjusting the amount of time during stir-frying will also greatly affect the outcome. And of course, different vegetables will respond to this change differently. For example, with broccoli, Marge like to extend their frying time until the florets are slightly brown on the outside. This is an indication that the outside of the broccoli will be velvety soft, whereas the inside of the broccoli, which is the stem, will remain relatively crisp. She told me that that is the perfect texture of cooked broccoli that she likes. She said at this point, if you stop cooking the broccoli, you will find that you have a soft floret with a relatively firm stem. She explained why the stem remained relatively crisp with this cooking approach. Because the heat when you cook in hot oil are not able to penetrate into the broccoli stem. She said that's exactly how she likes it, but her husband preferred the stem to be a little bit softer. To soften the stem, you add water to the food ingredients. Marge said during this portion of the cooking process, you switch from stir-frying to steaming. By adding only a small amount of water, you are not boiling the ingredient, you are actually just steaming in the ingredients. And by continuing stirring the ingredients, you prevent them being boiled directly. Because of the high water content in the vegetable, the heat are able to transmit it much more effectively to the interior of the vegetables. Marge said this happened very quickly and you must pay close attention too. Depending on the vegetables, they will lose their crispness in a matter of seconds. Therefore, paying attention how long you steam them is critical. Marge said how to stir fry effectively is learn how to control each of the ingredients of the texture in the dish. This is particularly true when you have multiple ingredients in a dish. Here's an example that you add colored bell pepper to this dish way at the end. You do not want to overcook them because you would like to maintain their crisp texture. This was a great lesson that I learned from Marge. By paying attention to the texture of the food ingredients, I have become a much better stir-frying cook. As my wife would say, your dish is now cooked just right. This is not just with vegetables, but also with meat and seafood. Because I am now paying much greater attention to the texture of the food ingredients. And to me, this is an important part of flavor chasing. I post a new video every day to help people to learn about my fast cooking system, which is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir-frying, and template-based cooking. If you want to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.